I see it's on. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order.
Shelley should be here momentarily.
Yeah, I think, I just saw.
Oh, there she is.
I'm here, sorry. I had a couple little kiddos that.
Yes.
Call from Log Mill Lenny Sawdust.
Oh, goodness. Sorry about being late.
Okay, just came from work.
All right. Just so you know, we have to be out here before 5:30.
It looked like we could make that happen.
Pretty short, right?
Yeah, okay. So we're the Board of Health.
Pull that microphone right up.
Board of Health, I'm Shelley O'Connell, Chair of the Board. We have Becky Dubay and Charlie Kanicki.
Hello.
Hello.
So we can open up the meeting.
Meeting is open.
There we go. Perfect timing. Okay, did you guys get a chance to look over the minutes?
I
Yes.
did.
Okay, I did not, so let me just quickly look. Is Nicole coming to see us today?
She's very busy at the farm. She's
Okay.
going to be late if she gets here.
Okay, no problem.
Jerry, do you have another pen?
Were you guys all set with the minutes? Okay. We're good.
I move to accept the minutes as written.
I second. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Charlie, motion to accept the minutes?
Yep.
Becky seconded it.
Oh,
All in favor, I guess. huh?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next is a discussion of the CARES Act funding.
You want me to do this, Jerry, or you want to do it?
go ahead.
Well, you saw an email that was shared through the emergency manager relative to the amount of funding that may be available to the town, and it's like $540,000, give or take. What's happening right now is all the departments are reviewing this to try to project out what their needs are going to be and expenses they've incurred so that we can put a budget together. Once that's all collated, and Jerry, I think, is taking the front of that, then that's going to be handed to the town administrator. Then the town administrator will do a brush over to decide what he feels is warranted and maybe things that got omitted. And then he'll be submitting that to the state.
To the state.
So
Okay.
that's about it in a short run. Part of the problem with this is there's a lot of moving parts, and there's also money that's available to the schools. And if I read this right, and correct me if I'm wrong, they have a separate pot of money that they're going to be able to draw from.
You mean the schools?
Yes. So, but there might be some stuff that overlaps because it's a town and some things are shared. So, and of course, there's the open-ended question of, we don't know what 2 and 3 months from now is going to bring to us.
Right.
Well, also that the money from the CARES Act is for services that were substantially dedicated to mitigating or responding to COVID-19. So I think the majority of it you're probably going to see go to first responders,
Yeah.
protective services, you know, public health, that sort of thing, right?
It'll be very specific.
Okay, good. What about reopening the town in general?
Well,
So,
that's an ongoing discussion, and it's trying to be mirrored with what the recommendations of the governor comes down as. it appears that we're going to be looking at town meeting probably in the summertime, and the election in the summertime, not June. So in that regards, well, we're going to have to adjust budgets accordingly. The other part to it is opening up the parks, and other activities in town, like the senior center, the library and that, the town hall itself. That's being done through the recommendations of the governor's office with guidance through Department of Public Health and the CDC. So it's evolving as it goes along, but it has the underlying issue of watching what the numbers are relative to COVID as to if this is going to continue opening, or if it's going to stall, or if it's going to roll backwards.
So we're just going to stay where we are right now.
So in terms of opening, I had a conversation with Ed today about the town hall and employees, and we were discussing whether or not the employees, everybody could kind of come back to work. And the consensus was, yes, they could come back, but town hall cannot be open to the public.
I was just going to ask that question.
We have to wait and
Yeah.
see how all of this
I think that's a good idea.
going to roll out. In your documents there, I gave you a lot of reference material, and there'll be a quiz, for the next meeting. But I gave you the guidance documents for the beach opening. We have Camp John, that's our only
Yep.
beach. And I sent everything to them too, so they understand what they need to do. And also, I had a conversation with Mark Reed this morning about the parks, and the guidance document is there also. Oh,
Great.
sorry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Excuse me. Yes. Does it meet the 10-foot setback? But it will.
So that everything went really well with the election.
Lucy, the town clerk, did not come back to me with any,
Talked to her like at 5:30, and she had said that things were going well.
I mean, there was a couple little things like knowing how to adjust the calibration on the heat sensor for
Yeah.
the temperature, but that's all little stuff that,
Yeah.
when I got here at 7 o'clock or so, I just took care of things that need to be adjusted. But yeah, things seem to go good. I didn't hear anything negative.
No, I think it went really well.
But that actually was our alternate building inspector, our former building inspector, Tom Quinlan. So I'm hoping shortly we will have a building inspector in this office, because our office and that office work closely together, and it's hard not having anybody in there. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the Board of Selectmen might address that at their meeting Tuesday.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Okay. Anything else with the opening of the town that we haven't discussed yet? No? Becky, do you have anything?
No, I'm reading all the guidance.
Yeah, thank you for giving these to me, Jerry, to us. Okay, did we handle the complaint we got about the pool?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I answered the individual. I haven't heard back yet
Okay,
from her.
Okay.
but That's been taken care of.
okay. Preliminary planning on long-term recovery, is that something that we can really,
Well, we can't get into the details of it simply because of the fact that we're not quite sure what direction this is heading in. As you know, we put a budget together for vaccinations and stuff of that nature, assuming it runs that course. Then there's the other issue with the CARES Act of putting some funding together in case we start doing testing and need to support whatever group starts doing the testing. Then there's the issue of personal protection equipment and everything else, what we need as a Board of Health, which is not a first responders needs.
Right.
But the reality of it is right now, you try to order this material, you won't get it.
Right.
So I think it's too early. I guess that's the way I'm saying it.
Okay, that's what I thought, but.
I think we need to be prepared, for
Yeah, we need to get
for
things in
the
order so we know.
testing, but we don't have, DPH hasn't given us a definitive test or what they keep mentioning testing, and so does the governor, but they need to be very definite and tell us what they're looking for, so it's a day-to-day situation. I think everybody's just on a wait and see,
Yeah, yeah.
since they're just rolling things out through
Yeah.
these 4 phases.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with schools, whether or not they're going to open on a split schedule, whether they'll let kids back, whether they're going to continue doing.
I don't think we're going to have that answer to the middle of summer anyway.
I don't think so either.
So we got to wait on all of that.
I think everything's just up in the air because we're not quite sure where the second peak's going to show up.
Well, at least people can now get outside in some nice weather.
I know, it is nice to have that nice weather last couple days. Okay, anything else, any other business at all?
I can't think of anything
No.
at this point, unless any of you have some. We are still, I think DPH, the dashboard has us at 29 cases. I think 2 of those were probables. So we're still staying pretty level,
Good.
and hopefully we'll...
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask how things were going with South Hadley with Sharon and the nurse.
The contact testing is terrific. She and the public health nurse, everything has just run smoothly. It's been perfect.
Good.
So, yeah, that's a relationship we want to keep.
Yeah, and I think we talked about the last meeting about establishing something with them.
Yeah, we're
Because they
going
were
to
with
be,
Hatfield too, you said, right?
yeah, they're doing Hatfield also, they're also doing Hadley.
And Hadley.
But Jerry said she was going to draft a template MOU, and we were going to, and we're working on it. I mean, if Sharon's not talking to Jerry, she's talking to me.
Right.
So we're all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's sort of a weird kind of situation that's occurred. Sharon is the health director for South Hadley, and she's the emergency manager in South Hadley. I'm the emergency manager in Southampton, and I'm on the Board of Health in Southampton. So it seems the 2 of us have a lot to talk about all the time.
Well, it's nice having institutional knowledge,
Yeah.
too. It really is. It's become, incredibly helpful.
Good, good, good.
So just because she's implying that I've been institutionalized, please don't take that personally.
That's funny. How is everything else going in the Board of Health? General things?
It's busy because construction now, everybody comes to get back to work, so all the contractors are looking for permitting. We're going to see how things roll out with the food trucks. I don't know what Glendale Ridge, what the winery is going to decide in terms of what they can do, because we still have a limit of 10 people.
Right.
And, whether they'll just
Mary
do
and all, yeah.
curbside, I don't know. I've got to talk to Mary again. She wasn't quite sure how all of this was going to evolve. Other than that, Nicole has been really busy with calls for either perk tests or Title V. We have 2 subdivisions on Pequot Road, which means we really are going to need a building inspector at some point.
Say, with all this building, who's accepting the permits right now? Is that Tom?
He's working as an alternate, and I think Ron Lauren is an alternate too. So, and Ron lives in town, so he's, familiar. Tom's been wonderful coming all the way back here from Hadley. I mean, he came back the other day to take care of a couple of things because we have to go over it. You can't have somebody putting their swimming pool or their
Right.
deck over their septic system.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So, but I don't know how much longer he's really going to want to do this.
Yeah.
It's, you get traffic and stuff on Route 9, and he's
Yeah.
busy in Hadley, so we're going to have to take care of things here. But other than that, we're holding our own so far.
Anything else, Charlie? No? Becky?
No.
Okay. So I guess we could close the meeting, as long as no one else has anything else to discuss. Very good. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your work. Hard work, guys. Seriously. You guys are killing it. Amazing job.